Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video. Guys, today we're going to be continuing our preparation for the Renera event, which is coming faster every day pretty much. About a week or so until the event is finally home, so we don't have that much time left to prepare. So today we're gonna keep going with another panda character. Today we're gonna talk about Thao. Thao is in my opinion, one of the most underrated character in the game. People don't realize how powerful she can actually be. She's nowhere to be in meta, but when you're gonna be running the Renera event, she is going to be your star, because she is going to be the character that's going to do the most damage for you. Well, some people will have more damage from Amber, but most people don't have Amber, so the most damage will be from Thao, definitely. So before we get into details in this video, guys, first I want to say, if you're new players or if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code STARCO. To do so, it's very simple. You go in settings, use promo code, and in this little box you enter the word STARCO, and then you're gonna get $10 worth of freebies, which is always nice, especially for new players. Always nice, guys. Now with that said, let's jump into the heroes here and let's take a look at the Thao. There we go. So what we're going to talk about here in this video is pretty simple. We're going to talk about the skills priority, which skill the most important to upgrade to level 6, and in which order. Then we're going to talk about how to play her properly, and then at the end we're going to talk about the runes, the primary, and all that, what's important as secondary stats on those runes too. So this is pretty much the I'm looking for my words, sorry guys, but it's pretty much what we are going to be looking at in this video. So we're going to start with the skills. Which skills are the most important first to get to level 6 on Thao? You have two skills that are very important. First, you have her passive, Ranger Brotherhood, increase physical damage by 30% and an additional 5% for each living panda in a party. So basically you're gonna be running with 5 pandas in that party against Renera. So basically you're gonna be running with 55% increase physical damage, which is a lot, man. It is a lot. And you can see if you don't get this skills to level 6, you only get 25%. So by getting this skills from level 5 to level 6, you basically gain 30% physical damage, which is a lot. It is a huge buff. So this is definitely, without a single doubt, the most important skill to actually level up to rank 6. Then after that, we're going to take a look at the third skill, but it's not the most important here after that. But the third skill will give you a dodge increase, and it'll apply to all eyes for 2 turns, which is pretty much going to be her healing ability. Because when she's going to, with the Kinley leadership, when you're going to actually use this buff, you're going to get healed for 25%. If I remember the whole thing, I think it's 5% per buff. You're going to be applying 5 buffs, so you're going to be healed for 25% of your HP. So you're going to save this skill for when you actually need to get healed, or for when your team is in trouble and you need to actually make your team survive. Then you have this second skill. The second skill is the second most important skill to get to level 6, and this is going to be your star skill. This skill does so much damage. So first, the skill name is Salvo. Deal 280% of physical damage to the target and 2 random enemies. A critical hit with this ability decrease the enemy turn meter by 20%. So not only this skill will do crazy damage to 3 targets, but it will also decrease the turn meter of the targets you actually hit with that skill by 20%. So this is like when you're going to be fighting a Renera, for example, you want to keep her from, you want to kill her, before she heals or she apply the death resisting, I never remember the word, so you want to kill, you want to reduce her turn meter as much as possible. You want to apply the slow if you have dual with you, and then you want to reduce her turn meter, and this skill is going to be mandatory. This is the most important skill on the Thao as active skill. This skill does, like you can see, 280% physical damage plus the buff from the passive, plus you're gonna critical hit. You will want to critical hit with this skill, which is very important. So that's gonna matter in the runes, but then you're gonna do a lot of damage and a lot of crowd control too by utility by reducing the turn meter. So this is a crazy skill, and when that skill crits, it's a lot of damage. Then after that you have the last skills, which is, well, the first skill. First skill is basically deal 250% of physical damage to an enemy. If this ability deal damage, Thao will recover 20% of her turn meter. If this ability lands a critical hit, Thao will recover an additional 20% of her turn meter. So this skills will be the third in the priority list to actually get to level 6. It is a great filler. It does a good amount of damage and actually gives you a lot of turn meter. If you don't crit, it's 20%. If you crit, it's 40%. So that gives you a huge advantage on her. Mix that with a good amount of speed on this character, and she does attack a lot with all of that. So that will be the skill number 3 to get to level 6, and then you have this third skill that is the last in the priority list. So number 1, most important, Ranger Brotherhood, which is the passive. Second, Salvo, which is the second skill. Third position is Sure Shot, which is the first skill, and then you have the third skill, Grace, which is the least important skill to actually get to level 6. And the way you play Thao is pretty easy. You're gonna open with the first skill, because you don't use your third skill unless you need a heal most time or you're in trouble. So you're gonna use your 6 skills as a filler. You're gonna use your first skills as a filler. Well, I don't know what I said there, but the second skills is gonna be your main ability. You want to use that skill on cooldown. If you can direct it on the main target you want, it's optimal. And then the third skill is just a survivability skill. When you see your team is in trouble, or if you do need heals when you play with Kinley lead, you're gonna use that third skill, and that's the only time you're gonna use that third skill. Other than that is second skill and first skill. That's gonna be in your skill rotation. Now if we take a look at the rune setup, because rune setup is very important with her. If you have the wrong runes, she's gonna suck. Sorry for the language, guys, but it is literally what's gonna happen. If you don't have the good build with the runes with her, she is gonna be terrible. She is gonna be terrible because you need to crits with her. You need critical damage, you need crits, and you need speed, and you need potency to reduce. I think potency does affect, I'm not sure if potency affects the turn meter though. Maybe she does not need potency. If somebody knows the answer at that, please answer me. But I think it's 20% guaranteed turn meter if you crit, so I don't think potency is actually important on her. If I'm wrong, again, let me know. So most important stat, guys, critical rate. You need to get that critical rate as high as possible, and the damage too. So you're gonna use 2 runes of critical rate to get an extra 8%, well, critical chance, my bad, and then you're gonna do 4 damage to get a bonus of 15% damage, which is gonna do a lot of damage with that second skill, by the way. The primary is what you want to go get with your primaries. First primary, you want to get speed. Always important, speed. Unless it's a tank that needs armor or something like that, speed is the most important primary on the first primary slot, which is the northeast. The south primary, you want to get critical damage. Obviously, you want to get as much critical damage as you can from there. So 27.3% with the 3-star blue, which is actually pretty great. And then the northwest primary, you want to get damage because you want to get extra damage. Now, for your secondary stats you want on your runes, you're going to be hunting for 3 stats: critical chance, damage, and speed. Those are the 3 stats you're going to be hunting for. You can see here we have all three are there: critical chance, damage, and speed. Here we have a damage and critical chance and speed as primary. Here we have critical chance, damage, and speed. You see the pattern here. Here we have critical chance, damage. We don't have speed on this one. This one, critical chance, damage. Again, you can see the pattern here, and the same here, damage and speed. So it is a pattern. You want to focus on your three very important primaries, which is northeast, south, and northwest. Then after that, your secondary stats, you want to focus on as much critical rate, speed, and damage as possible to make this character as strong as possible. If you look at the stats we have at the end, we're gonna have here 48% critical chance, which she's gonna get other buffs along the way in the fight, so that might actually be even higher, I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. Then 177% critical damage, which is very, very important. And then you can see here speed is gonna be around 180, which is actually pretty damn nice. 180 speed without any speed rune set. This is actually quite a good amount of speed, so this is actually perfect. It is a very, very solid build. You can see a builder with only 3-star blue runes, because it is the kind of stuff you're going to be able to do on the regular servers, you know, as a free-to-play player without any problems. So that pretty much... See, she's only 19,000 power, which is not that much, and you're gonna see when the Rhaenyra event comes out, we're gonna be able to handle 7 stars Rhaenyra without any problems at all with her, and she's gonna be my top damage when I do the free-to-play friendly team. So that pretty much covers Pharaoh, guys. If you have any question, comment, feedback, please make sure to let me know in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video, guys, and you will get notified when we post a new video when you sub, and check the bell too, by the way, guys. So thank you for watching, guys. You enjoy your life in Dragon Champion, and hopefully I get to see you all again in the next video. Thank you.